Hello guys and happy holidays to you. Today we are going to do some first impressions. I have the Conspiracy palette. The only reason I have this is because my friend Polly sent it to me. I have not met her in real life and all I want to do is reach out and give her a huge hug. I couldn't believe it when she said she was sending this to me and I cannot wait to try it. Please be sure to give her a thank you down below if you've been wanting to see this in action. I also have some items that I picked up during Black Friday and all the Cyber Monday sales, including Colourpop. They were having 30% off. And then I also have some of the new Melt collection. If you're excited for today's video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to do, I don't even really have my hair in my face. I am just loving having short hair, but I'm going to clip this side back in case it falls in my face. I'm also going to put on some of the balm.com from Glossier. This one is the birthday cake one and it tastes so good. It's got a little bit of glitter. It is thick, but I feel like by the time I'm done chalking and we get to the lip portion, it will dissolve away. I really enjoy this lip balm though because I feel like it leaves me with something. It just doesn't all disappear. I've got to throw in this other clip. I'm just feeling super uneven. I also picked up from Colourpop. This is from Fourth Ray Beauty. It's my first time trying one of their products. This is the Turmeric Face Milk. It says it's illuminating. I believe this is like a serum oil type kind of texture. So I'm going to put it on now. That way it all absorbs by the time I get to my base portion. I have been eyeing this and then also the papaya one for quite some time. And when I went back on during the sale, they have like 10 different types of these now. If you have tried these, let me know which one's your favorite. I think the packaging is super cute and I love the yellow color. It says apply 2 to 3 drops into palms, warm between hands and gently press into skin. The last thing I need is a face serum, but because it was 30% off, I really just couldn't resist it. It doesn't feel sticky or too heavy. I'm going to prime my lids with some of the ABH primer. This was just a little deluxe sample I got through Sephora, and I think once it's done, I will be purchasing the full size. I've really been enjoying using this. I'm really excited to do my makeup today because I feel like it's been a minute since I've just gone all out full glam. I have been very lazy with my day-to-day makeup. I've been doing like tinted moisturizer. I've been waking up like super early for work and it's been very minimal. So I'm excited to do something fun and a little bit different today. As far as the palette's concerned, I'm not going to do swatches. There are swatches all over the place. I'm sure you can find them very easily, but I'll show you what it looks like. It is heavy. It has this really cool multi-dimensional kind of pyramid shape. I really enjoyed watching the whole series. Let me know below your guys' thoughts if you watched it. It took me a while to watch the second to last one and the final one, but when I did, I liked watching them on the TV. So just watching them on my phone, you couldn't really see all the details of everything. So it took me a while to actually get through them, but I really enjoyed the whole production and the behind the scenes. I love Shane and he is so relatable as a human being, and just watching him and feeling all of the same emotions that he was feeling, it was really cool. So I'm excited to play with this. So here's the palette once you open it up. I feel like there are some shades in here that are super unique on their own. And I also think I can do something a little bit different than what I would normally do on my channel. I've been doing so many warm tones lately and I want to do something that's a little bit more cool toned, but I also don't want to think about it too much. I just want to have fun with makeup. I'm going to start with My Pills just as a base shade, because I plan on going in with some darker colors. Next, I'm taking Not a Fact. This is a gorgeous maroon purple. I'm just placing it down first and then I will blend it out. I think I'm gonna do a cut crease today. It's been forever since I've done one. I've just been so lazy. I'm just building this up on the outer edge. I plan on going in with the black shade and I want a little bit more pigment there. I can't even say I've been lazy. I just feel like I've been valuing other things more than my YouTube channel and more than playing with makeup. I'm sure I'll get back to it. I've just been kind of in a funk lately, but it's a hard time of year. I work retail, hours are longer, the days are shorter. The second it's dark outside at like 4:35 p.m., I want to do nothing. I've been working on my bullet journal a lot. That takes a lot of time, and just party planning and cleaning the house, and I don't know. I think I'll get back to it. I just needed a little bit of a break, so I missed a video last week. I think you guys are going to see me 1 to 2 more times before the end of the year, and then I did my January schedule. I am planning to have about 2 to 3 videos per week, and I'm hoping to start pre-filming for that next week. So I should have my shit together in 2020, at least in the beginning. We'll see. That's my goal. I always goal myself to do a ton of videos, and then it just doesn't happen. Other things come along. But I really want to stick to it. I've been feeling so not consistent lately. You guys have only been seeing me about once a week, and it's just not like me. Usually I plan things and I stick to it, and I just haven't been doing that. I plan it and then something comes up, or I feel like doing something else, or I don't feel like doing anything at all, and I've just been missing the mark. The best way for me to do something different is to use blue. I'm going to use the baby blue shade, What's the Tea? I love the little emblems that have been imprinted into the shadows. It's just such a cute detail. I took the smallest amount of the black shade. It's called My Rides here, and it is very pigmented, I can tell you that. I am trying to blend it in now. I did not originally intend on purchasing this palette. I was at work when it released. I was on my break, and then 2 of my coworkers were on their break, and I watched them frantically try to purchase this palette and then a couple of other items. I don't think either one got it. I think maybe a gloss and a tracksuit, but it's just kind of madness when you think of that. Like 2 people at my job alone were going nuts over it, and all the people, I mean, it's sold out. You guys know how many were ordered. It's so insane. I watched, I think it was the second to last episode of the whole series the day it released, and I immediately had FOMO. I was like, oh man, I wish I would have picked this up. So again, Polly sending it to me, I so appreciated it because I would not have had it on its own. I think it's supposed to come back, I think it's March or May. I'm feeling an M month. Let me know if you know below. I am having no issue so far. Everything is blending so easily together. I have a few other Jeffree palettes. I have Alien, Thirsty, and Blood Sugar. I had to get up to check. Overall, I really have not had a bad experience with his palettes except for the purple shade in the Alien palette. That one was a disaster for me both times I tried to use it. I can't remember what it's called. I always have an easier time on my right eye. This eye, everything will just blend immediately, no problems whatsoever. This eye just takes a little bit more work. It's the same thing with my brows. I think it's just like a right-handed versus left-handed kind of thing, and then also like your field of vision. And then too, just our faces not really being symmetrical. I'll be wiping all of that away in just a moment, but first I am going to cut my crease. I have a new Colourpop concealer to try, but for my crease, I'm gonna go in with my good old standby. This is the No Filter Concealer in the shade Fair 08. I finally picked up my first ever Morphe brush. This is their cut crease brush. I've used it once or twice and it's been fine. It's a little bit thinner than the normal one I use, which is from Spectrum. Let me show for comparison. It's this one. They look identical. I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know why I thought I needed a new one. But anyway, that's what I'm gonna use. Even after a year and a half of making videos, I still can't talk and do my cut crease, so I'm gonna do that very quickly. Adding some of my rides here back before going in with the shimmer shades. I know for sure I wanna use Illuminati. I always see Jeffree swatch on his hand, and I feel like it really does look better than when you do it on your wrist or on your arm. That is such a cool shade, but I want to pair something with it. This one is Conspiracy, very soft. And then my other one I'm thinking of is Sleep Paralysis. My brain is screaming Conspiracy, probably because there's a little bit of a green undertone to it, and that's what I always do. So I'm gonna do Sleep Paralysis. I'm going to do that, and I'm gonna stick to it. As usual, I'm gonna try it just on the brush dry first. This is from Sigma. It's the cut crease brush. I always use it to kind of get into this portion. I never use it to actually draw on my cut crease because it's a little bit too big for that, but it's perfect for pressing down. I'm gonna try it dry. Have you guys ever experienced sleep paralysis? I have, and it is absolutely terrifying. I believe I shared it once on my channel. I had just had it happen, so I told the story, and I don't even remember it now. but I did have it twice when I was younger, so that's 3 times now. My 2 times that I had it, I had thought I saw a ghost. Yeah, I'm gonna wet this. I was convinced it was a ghost. You could not tell me otherwise. And I thought that until I had a friend in high school who was constantly getting sleep paralysis and he was diagnosed with it. And I was like, oh yeah, that's probably what I was feeling at the time or experiencing at the time. I just dampened my brush with some of the Mario Badescu facial setting spray. It's in my current panning project. I have 1 more week to use it up and I'm almost out of it. So yeah, when I experienced it the first time, there was a little boy that came to me and I thought he was talking to me. I thought he was a ghost. And then the second time I experienced it, I had kind of fallen asleep, like in the fetal position. That's usually how I sleep. And I fell asleep looking at this corner and I thought for sure I saw this woman floating in the corner, but she had this long black dress on that kind of curled up like smoke around the walls. And I also woke up in the same position. So I fell asleep looking there, she appeared, and then I woke up looking at the same spot. And I thought for sure it was a ghost until I realized that I had probably fallen asleep and I was dreaming it, or I had experienced some of this kind of sleep paralysis. I could not move when it happened. I'm gonna apply Illuminati next. Such a good name. And I'm gonna use my finger for that, just my pinky finger. I really feel like that's the best way to get all the vibrancy out of a shade. It's a really cool color. It's very grungy. I'm gonna clean up any of this fallout and I will also add some lashes and liner. The lashes I'm gonna do off of camera, but I wanted to show these to you guys. I ordered 6 pairs of these. These are from Rouge and Rogue in different styles. This was one of the brands I was wanting to try this year and I just think the packaging is so cute and it has a quote on the inside. This pair is the Coco pair and I have not worn these. This is what they look like. I think they'll be perfect for this look. I'm also going to add some liner from Melt. I ordered 3 different parts of the new Melt collection, the Amor Eterno collection, and I intended to do a full video on it. I already talked about why I haven't had that video up, but I will be using this palette at some point. This is the Muerte palette. It is stunning. I haven't even touched it yet. I just opened it to make sure nothing was broken. I will be using this on my channel at some point. I have to. But I also purchased the highlight and the liner. It's backwards. Look at this detail. It is so cool. These are just little sleeves. I will not be throwing this packaging away. It will be living in its packaging, that's for sure. So we'll try the highlight in a little bit and then I will do the liner now. I haven't used a gel liner in some time and I realized the ones I've had are just kind of dried out. They also have one of these in an awesome mustard shade. I hope to pick that one up too if I like the way this looks. I was getting ready to film this video and putting all my brushes aside. All of my little liner brushes at some point I have used to apply glue to lashes and then I didn't wash them. So I was like tearing away at this trying to get the lash glue off. I'm a mess. I'm not gonna do a wing. I'm just going to do enough that it conceals my lash band. That went on incredibly easy and I am going to apply the lashes and I will be right back. So I have applied my lashes. I really love them. I love the style. They're so comfortable. For the first time ever, I had issues with my right eye. It's always my left eye. This one, I kept placing it down a little bit too far over and it still is, but it's on really good and I'm not gonna change it, but I think they look really pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my skin. I have something new to play with. This is from Catrice. I love the Dewy Glow Setting Mist so very much. I actually think it's called Fixing Mist. I use that in every damn video. You know, it's one of my holy grails, but I have never tried another product from them. This is the Prime and Find Aqua Fresh Hydro Primer. It says fresh it up, moisturizing with bamboo water. I'm gonna give that a try. Let me know below which products you love from Catrice. I've heard really good things about their concealer, I think it is. Very creamy texture. Feels pretty good, like a light moisturizer. Not very tacky. Definitely not as tacky as my Hydro Grip from Milk. And then my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer on my nose. I love this so much. I cannot believe, I think I've had this for almost a full year and there is so much left in there. I haven't even hit pan. For my foundation, I really wanted to use my Pure Love Your Selfie foundation. I think I've used this in my past, I don't know, the past 5 months. Like every video I've done, I've used this foundation. I'm not gonna do that today. Instead, I'm going to use this from Bare Minerals. I think I used this once on my channel already and then maybe a few times afterwards, but I haven't used it in quite some time. This is the Opal. This is called Complexion Rescue Hydrating Foundation Stick. I just wanna make sure that the color is still okay. I think that'll be fine. This little brush is from ABH, and I'm assuming it's just their foundation brush. It's the A30. I got this through gratis at work, and I've really been enjoying it. Most of my foundation brushes are a little bit bigger than this one, and I like how small it is. I can really get into those areas that I usually would have a tougher time with, or I would have to break out my Real Technique sponge for. I was planning to just start editing immediately after this video, but it's almost, I think it's 3:30 maybe, 3:29. I'm pretty good. But instead, I think I wanna watch a movie. We watched The Holiday yesterday. Well, we started it 2 days ago and George fell asleep and then we finished it yesterday. That is one of my favorite Christmas movies. I love Kate Winslet. Anything she's in, I'm going to love. I adore her so much, but it's a really cute movie. And I've been wanting to see The Family Stone. That's one I've never seen. Let me know below what your favorite Christmas and holiday movies are. This foundation just looks so natural. It's not like overly glowy or overly dewy. It's just like a second skin. It's really pretty. Obviously, my little red nose needs a lot more coverage. My nose is probably my least favorite part to do because if I overdo it, it starts to break up and looks weird. But I also have the most discoloration there. I also forgot to mention from that Colourpop order, I did pick up this cream gel liner. It's called Puppy. I intended to use it in my brows, but now with my hair fading a little bit, I think it's a little bit too bright, so I'm gonna have to wait till I refresh the color or use my overtone. But I did pick up this concealer. This is the Pretty Fresh concealer. It's more hydrating. It took me 3 different purchases, 3 different Colourpop orders of the No Filter concealer to get the right shade, so I'm hoping this is okay. This one is the Fair 20N. We'll see if it's too light. That's what I kept doing. I kept ordering colors that were too light. It was before the No Filter and Colourpop came to Ulta, so I wasn't able to swatch it in person. I'm gonna start with just a little bit. I'm not sure how concentrated this is. I haven't been setting my concealer. I use the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer on an everyday basis, and I never need to set that. So I'm not going to set this one either. I just want to see what it does on its own. Coverage is okay. I want to add more. I think the color is a good one though for me. I think it looks pretty nice. The shade is spot on. You can still see my dark under eye circles. I have them. I'm not trying to hide them. I used to like a concealer that was very full coverage, almost like a mask or a line right underneath my eyes, and I've gotten away from that. I much more prefer something that is more natural now, and so far, it looks pretty good. It doesn't look dry, it doesn't look cakey, and I don't see it settling into fine lines yet. We will see when this is done. I'm gonna do my under eye next, using Not a Fact first, and taking a pigment. I love the shade name. It's so freaking cute, and I love the little piggy that's been pressed into the shadow. And for my inner corner, I think I have to use the shade Trisha. This is so cool looking. That is like Barbie pink. That is all I think about when I see that color. I don't love that. I wanted it to be a little bit brighter, so I'm gonna top it with ranch. Are you guys into ranch? I used to be. I used to eat it on everything when I was in my teens, and it was replaced by mayo. I love mayo. I eat it on everything. I eat it on French fries, chicken, sandwiches. Over the summer, I was completely infatuated with the LA Girl Neon Shockwave liners. I have the blue one, I have the green and the yellow. They do not disappoint. They show up on the waterline so well and they stay there. I had to pick these up. I've had them on my wish list for a while now. These are the other colors. They do also have an orange, and these are technically the lip liners, but I've heard they're eye safe and I'm not afraid. I'm gonna try them out today. I think I have to use the pink one. This one is called Pop. I just had to take the plastic off. I want to say this was 50% off. I think the whole brand was on Black Friday on Ulta. See how bright that is? And it only took a couple swipes back and forth. I forgot to mention how creamy these are as well. They never tug or pull. Even the ones I've had for about 6 months, I don't feel like they're drying out at all. I would highly recommend these. I don't usually say go buy this, but the price is right and they're also always on sale. If they're not on sale right now, wait a few weeks. Ulta will probably have another sale on them. I'm gonna add some bronzer next, which is nothing new. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Bronzer. And then for blush, I want to keep it pretty neutral, so I'm going to reach for one of these from Flower Beauty. These are the Blush Bombs, and this is Pinched. I think these will be making it into my best of 2019, which is coming. I have created the list, and I did 19 products. I tried not to do like 100. I kept it to things that I would repurchase over and over again and things that I reach for constantly throughout this year. Forgot how light this one is. I'm gonna have to build it up. I wanted to ask you guys, have you seen the Broken series on Netflix? I heard about it first from, I want to say it was Marlene Estelle's Twitter. I've also been watching The Great British Baking Show and apparently brushing up on my British accent. But anyway, I really enjoyed this series. Marlene Estelle of Makeup Geek is in it. That's how I first heard about it, from her Twitter. I would definitely recommend it. I didn't really know much about the whole counterfeit makeup world. I know it existed, but it was very informative. A lot of familiar faces were on it. They showed a little snippet of Samantha Ravindal. She wasn't like interviewing for the series, but they just showed her. I knew a bunch of the influencers they showed. They also had the founders of Colourpop on there, so that was really cool to just kind of meet them and see the behind the scenes of the lab. I would definitely recommend it. So for the highlighter, this is also from the new collection. It looks like standard melt packaging when you get it out of the box. So again, I will definitely be keeping that box, but it has a pink shift to it. It is so pretty. I just want to swatch it. So it's interesting because in person, it looks super gold. That tone, that goldish tone. But initially on camera, you really just get the pink shift. I'm gonna go in with it really, really light. You guys see that? Maybe I went in with it a little bit too light. You can see it a little bit more when I tilt. That pink shift shows through. I don't think it's too dark. I thought it was gonna look more gold, but really you just see that pink. I'm gonna spray some of this. I saw a recommendation on someone's channel, and I can't remember who it was right now, but to spray down a little bit of setting spray before your highlighter to make it come out a little bit more. So I'll wait for this to dry down and then we will see. I wanted to say too, I watched a couple more episodes from that series. I watched the one on vaping, and then I also watched the one on tipping deaths about the furniture, like fast furniture, and it really focuses in on IKEA. I am super guilty of consuming fast furniture. This table is IKEA, my dressers are IKEA, our sofa downstairs is, and it was so informative, and it definitely made me think. I don't know if I'll stop buying IKEA right away. I do want to start buying like more quality pieces of furniture that I can like hand me down. I just have to save for them, and I think that's why most of us go to places like IKEA to get something cheap that you can use for 5 years and then throw away and buy another one. But there's a fact in there that kind of like blew my mind. IKEA uses 1% of all of the wood in the world. That's nuts. George and I were sitting there watching it, and when they said that, we both just looked at each other and our jaws dropped. I could not believe it. Let's see if we can get more of this to come out. Last thing is lips. I'm gonna try one of these from Colourpop, but I may change my mind after swatching them. This is the Coconuts About You Just a Tint Lip Crown Bundle. Give Me S'more and Cherry Pickin' are the two shades in here. I feel like I want to do something darker today though, so we'll see after I swatch them. Very warm toned, and that one's like a warm toned peach. I'm gonna grab a different lip color. I do think I will use these in another video soon though. This could be fun. This is Aria from Stila. I really wanted like a brown lip gloss to put on top of this. I don't have one. I thought I did. Instead, I'm gonna put on from Aveda. This is called Tayberry. It's a lipstick and it's a very similar color, just a little bit darker. My hair feels like straw. There is so much freaking dry shampoo in here. I really like the way the makeup turned out. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done a full face of makeup. I know I did some in my last video, but I didn't do a cut crease, I didn't do lashes, and I don't even think I did foundation. So it's been a minute since I've done the full routine, and I like the way it looks. There's not anything that was a huge dud. The only thing that really disappointed me was the highlighter. I hate to say it. The packaging is stunning, A+. I just thought it was gonna be a little bit more blinding. I'm gonna have to play with it more, try applying it with some different brushes. But for everything else, the palette was great. Everything blended in really easily together. I don't have anything bad to say about it. I will let you guys know. I'll give you some feedback if you would like on some of the other shades. I will try to create some more looks. The lashes look great. I knew they would. I love the first two pairs. This eye especially, like I said, my left eye is the one that's typically a challenge for me. It went on almost like a magnet, super big deal. Also the liner, I knew I would love that. I love the other three. This one is no different. I can guarantee a few hours from now, it'll still look like that. And that is huge, especially to have a liner this vibrant that stays on so long. A+. I also tried the concealer. No problems there. I don't think it's creasing. It's not creasing at all. I wasn't sure if it would. The no filter does a little bit on me if I don't set it. It feels hydrating, not quite as hydrating as my Flower Beauty one, but it would be nice to rotate. And the shade, like I said, I think it's a great match for me. The liner looks good. I'll try doing more of a wing to see. I'll see how it wears as well. Primer was fine. Nothing to write home about. My skin's not flaky, so maybe it's better than I'm giving it credit for. And the first thing I tried, which I almost forgot to mention, was the Forthright Turmeric Face Milk. This felt really nice. It didn't sit on top of my skin. I feel like it absorbed pretty quickly and it didn't feel sticky. I'm going to have to try it out with my other skincare to see how it plays with those. But overall, nice first impression on that one. I'll see if it does brighten my skin. I don't have super high hopes, but we'll see. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see me and more of my remarks, please go ahead and subscribe. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you soon.